thank you, Ken. After all the other speakers, I can't imagine there's much left to say, but in true political form, I will do that. And I want to do it mainly to give credit where credit is due. And credit starts with this group of legislators over here who worked every single day, actually before the budget process even started, advocating day and night for the inclusion of funding opportunities in Louisville. So they were truly your voice in Frankfort this year. I also want to give thanks to President Stivers. President Stivers leads 38 in the Senate. I lead 100 in the House that all have, as you can imagine, divergent interests. And there's a little bit of territorialism that goes on, especially when it comes to budget times. But to have President Stivers, a colleague down the hall, that fully does understand the importance of Louisville as the economic and cultural engine of Kentucky, it makes our job a lot easier to sell opportunities like this. And most importantly, I want to represent the advocates, the stakeholders, those behind us, that presented your case to the legislature for why these were valuable investments. You know, I said throughout the leading up to the budget that we had a $5 billion roughly budget reserve, and I counted about $500 billion from at least 5 million people in request. But I challenged everyone that made those requests: make your argument, make your case, put facts behind it. And you did so. And not only did you do so, but you had advocates that worked tirelessly to carry your message in a reasoned and well thought out manner. It's great, obviously, to be here acknowledging and celebrating over $1 billion in investment, but this didn't happen overnight. And I point to two things that were critically important to this process. The first started a little over a year ago, and that was after the 22 election. And we had a sense of cooperation that came from the city of Louisville, from Mayor Greenberg, from his administration, that quite frankly has not always been around. And Mayor, thank you. Thank you for taking your coat off and rolling your sleeves up and doing the work necessary to make things like this possible. Thank you for understanding the importance of building relationships. And I would say the same thing about our legislative delegation from Jefferson County that also came in with a renewed commitment to camaraderie, renewed commitment to unity. And gone were the days of territorialism within the city of Louisville and Jefferson County, everybody pulling in the same direction to make sure that good things happened for Kentucky. The second started 8 years ago, and that's policy. It was funny, I was talking to one of our members of the lobby corps as I walked in, talking about the crowd that was here today. It was great to see everybody. And I said, yeah, it's easy when you talking about $1 billion plus. It's easy to get a crowd to show up. And he said, yeah, you don't get those kind of crowds at your policy speeches. But the fact of the matter is, it's policy that makes things like this happen. And that commitment that we made 8 years ago, when this majority took the House of Representatives, making a commitment to make Kentucky a more competitive place, making Kentucky a better place to live and work, a better place to raise a family and build a business. And it's policies that have made Kentucky more competitive. It's policies that have made Kentucky safer. And it's policies that have made this budget possible. For 3 consecutive budgets, this legislative body has spent less money than we've taken in. That is not an easy thing to do. It is unprecedented in the history of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And that was under a lot of pressure, a lot of cries of misery, a lot of accusations being made about our unwillingness to spend everything. I'll tell you what, we have spent decades, generations of legislatures spending it all and then promising more when they were unable to deliver. This legislative body over the last 8 years has made getting our financial house in order a priority, and a priority that allows us to make investments based on needs, not on wants, but investments in the Commonwealth, whether that be infrastructure, whether that be historic funding levels in education, or whether that means keeping our families and children together and safer as we move through. There's a lot to be done. There's a lot left to be done. And we're committed to doing it. I know that this group is committed to doing it, and we look forward. Mayor, I will tell you, yes, we are 8 months away from session, but you will hear me say this no less than 400 times between now and the beginning of session. Robert Stivers will do the same. We will not open the budget in a non-budget session. Thank you.